The next gentleman, we're going to have Mr. Girish Dhanakshirur, India IBM Cloud Lab Director and IBM Distinguished Engineer. Ladies and gentlemen, in his 25 years of IBM career, spanning between 15 years in IBM US and the last 10 years in IBM India Labs, has held several technology leadership roles as the cloud CTO, brings strategic thinking along with the rich hands-on experience in advanced technologies. And well, ladies and gentlemen, he is an IBM master inventor of 21 patents issued, and he's right here on stage. So let's everybody put your hands together and please welcome him. And I request you, sir, to please take over.
So good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for coming here, and thanks Mona and team for inviting me. I should say, so first of all, I think from an industry perspective, I have spent good amount of time in the industry, between different time zones. I spent good 15 years in the US and the last 10 plus years, here in India. I can say for sure. Oh, by the way, so for the last year and a half, I'm a full-time faculty in IIT Harvard. So I sympathize with your work. Let me start there. Because you have, a bullet train that's running, at 500 kilometers per hour, which is industry, right? And then you have very fast-moving students, right, who are learning all kinds of technologies. And the faculty which sits in between is sort of like sandwiched. And I'm pretty sure, so you are here to also hear from, from us, from IBM, what we're doing and stuff like that. I just wanted to focus on just two aspects. First, let me start with industry. It's not just IBM, it's IBM, Microsoft, Oracle, Amazon, all of us. When we look at students coming and joining us, majority of the jobs, you can classify them under, I will probably do it at 4 pillars. The first one, of course, is AI ML, which I think many talked on the stage here. To me, I think the bigger one is cloud. When I say cloud, and this is a course that I teach in the final year students in IIT, it's not about cloud as public cloud where you go to IBM cloud and build applications, or you go to AWS and build applications. The future of any tech or any IT, even in their own premises or whenever they build applications, they will be cloud applications, period. And OpenShift, I think we talked about hybrid cloud. It's going to be a very essential, critical skill that students and the industry will have to build. Because any future application, any small, medium, large application will have to be built on on this platform. So things like what I teach, around containers, virtualization, scale in, scale out architecture, microservice architecture, all of these should be like Python programming, what students learn today in high schools. Because those are the type of skills that we need in the industry. So that's number 2, right? Number 3 is blockchain. Where we are headed in terms of crypto, where we are headed in terms of Web 3.0, blockchain becomes a platform. So industry can absorb enormous amount of blockchain skills, right? So it's given. So cloud, AI, ML, and blockchain. The fourth one, where in India, in Bangalore and Hyderabad, Chennai, these places, can absorb from a tech talent perspective is automation. So we're doing a lot of stuff on automation, and we need a lot of skills, with automation skills, things like RPAs, things like, process management, process workflows, and things like that. So this is from an industry perspective. And when I looked at, by the way, I'm also on the academic council of one of the universities, so I'm quite familiar with the rankings and the NEP, the stuff that they got, and the internship that the professor was asking there, the internship requirement for second year, third year, and final year students. I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad it's happening because there was a huge disconnect between what we teach at the universities and what we end up absorbing these students coming into the industry and spending years to train them to be good engineers. The cost of training these students coming into the industry is enormous for industry. And of course, given the number of people that we are recruiting, from the industry, the burden is always put on the industry. While I get that, right? Faculty, our UGC has a prescribed way of number of courses. I mean, some of us we keep pushing them as well. We keep pushing NASCOM, saying syllabus is outdated, right? We got to get more courses. We got to get more well prepared, the students coming out and joining the industry. I mean, some of the stuff that we teach in the universities, they're fundamental. Operating system, data structures, algorithms, programming, all of this is fundamental. But to me, that's not a full T-shape. If you look at the T-shaped model for the students, what we are looking for, horizontal is what we teach in terms of data structures, algorithms, operating systems and whatnot. But we definitely need the vertical part as well when they get to the final year, right? The 4 areas that I talked about. Some courses on AI, some courses on blockchain, some courses on OpenShift, cloud native, cloud, right? Some courses that we talk about automation, we have to expose them. We have to expose them so that they are ready to join industry and then be productive. I'm not asking them to be productive on day 1, but today I can tell you for sure it takes minimum 6 months. Minimum 6 months before we can ask them to come and be part of a serious program that we run. So I'm glad that the NEP and also the new format is forcing academics to also do more internship with the industry. I can tell you, sir, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for you to get internships in the industry because earlier, some 10 years ago, it was very easy to get companies to absorb as interns. But today, things have changed so much that we consider interns as full employees. So the bar is very high to get someone to come and do internship with us because we treat them like employees when they are interning with us. And that's the case with all companies. So hence, the onus is on the faculty to prepare your students and to be very competitive. To say that we want to partner with you and these students have already these skills that they can come and add value to you, when they also get their experience. And internship is a fantastic program where we are filling that at least some gap between their academics and then coming to us and joining us, because that 6 months is where we do sort of like fast training on a certain area. It could be automation, it could be AI, it could be blockchain, or it could be whatnot. So I just wanted to give you that perspective because I and few of us who work very closely with academic, we get to see both sides of the world. And from a program perspective, what Mani was talking about, some of the assets that we have, so for example, the cloud computing course that I teach, all students will have to build some microservice-based application on IBM Cloud. So access to IBM Cloud is free. It costs us huge money because I sign the check. As the director for my data center, I know how much it costs. But that's something available for free for the students, right, across the board. So I think it's not just IBM. Others are also doing that because we need those skills coming to us, and we want to help you. So I travel, for 2 months to go and teach, and there are many from IBM, who dedicate, their time as well to go and do this effort, right? So because we are very passionate about it, we are very passionate about what we do, and we are very passionate about the students who come and join us, and we want to help them, in their journey. So we have programs, I think, that you can benefit immensely. The one that we have from the UR programs that we have, and the last one, I'm going to leave you with is, I think you need to partner with industry. So, for example, the course that I'm teaching, there are 2 professors who attend as students, and they do all the labs that I ask them to, because they want to learn as well, right? What's happening in the industry. So I think using the conduit, the programs that we have with IBM, I think you should partner and you should spend good amount of time coming and spending in IBM labs, if given that opportunity. I don't know how we can facilitate that. But it's critical that you need to know, right, where industry is heading and how fast it's heading, so that you can fine-tune your programs. I know it's very hard on you given the courses that you teach and the amount of time that you spend, right? Because I had to also grade 30 students. I know how much time it takes. But I think this change that's happening, you don't have a choice. You have to keep in touch with what's happening in the industry, and you have to figure out where those connects are. I think good number of us have offered ourselves to be the connects, but I think you need to reach out and then form those bridges or form those connects with the industry. And finally, sir, I just wanted to make one point on the management side. We have offering directors and sales and marketing fairly senior execs who drive millions of dollars of business out of India, out of Bangalore here. So there is that expertise, like Mona was saying. If you need them to come and do a guest lecture, they can come and talk about, it's not just about the leadership skills, right? It's also about the offering skills. When they go into the field, they need to know, right, how to start up a company, how to write business plans, how to build the P&L statement, for their business, how to do a marketing plan, how to do a sales plan. We have very senior folks here, in IBM who can actually come and offer you guest lectures as well in those areas. And it was a good, interesting point, because we always thought technology, right? We always think about, we never, at least I had not thought about, academia asking for management skills as well. That's an interesting topic. I think you were asking, on the same line. So there's this depth, right? IBM in India has existed for 30 plus years. I mean, we've got, Amit also here who will probably talk, the research head. So, we are anchored here in research, we are anchored here in labs, we are anchored here in consulting, and I think, we can help you in any which ways. Okay, I think with those thoughts, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was wonderful having you.